To other news now. Showers did not stop determined patriots who made their way to the National Academy for the Performing Arts on Tuesday morning to say their final farewell to the late President George Maxwell Richards. The former president's body arrived at Napa just before 10 a.m. after a procession which began at the University of the West Indies in St. Augustine. Reporter Janine Brown was there for the Port of Spain leg and files this report.
Before his body arrived at the National Academy for the Performing Arts, former President George Maxwell Richards was taken for a final trip to his alma mater, the Queen's Royal College. There, students lined the pavement looking on in honor as the contingent passed by. This student says he feels esteemed to be attending the same college of former President Richards.
Anybody could do good, and this school is a prestigious all-around school, so I know that all I have to do is just study hard.
President Richards' body arrived at Napa at 9:50 a.m. and despite intermittent heavy showers, patriots were determined to say their final goodbyes. Among those paying their respects was George Joseph, who served alongside President Richards on the National Advisory Council back in 1981. He said it was actually the late President Richards who reminded him of this when the pair last met in 2005.
His memory bank was particularly very good, and that was one of them because he remembered what I had long forgotten.
Students of the Civilian Conservation Corps were also ecstatic to have been able to say goodbye. A president that touched the hearts of all generations. Janine Brown, C News.
And Principal of the University of the West Indies, Brian Copeland, says the late President, Professor George Maxwell Richards, is responsible for what the UWI is today. He says during his tenure as the campus principal, Professor Richards changed the industry with his innovation helping artists and promoters. Ian Wason has more.
During the UWI St. Augustine drive-through, the body of the late President, Professor Maxwell Richards, made short stops at the Faculty of Engineering and the administrative buildings. At the administrative building, several officials, including current campus principal Brian Copeland, signed the condolence book in front of the building.
He worked with a team to create what we now recognize as UWI's first innovation. All right, more than what Brian Copeland did, because it caused a social change, and that's what an innovation does. It's a new thing that brings benefit. At that time, FETs were just FETs. They changed the whole spectrum of FETs, the whole way in which people celebrate and entertain themselves at carnival time.
The president of the UWI Students Guild, Jonathan Nahus, told the media how UWI FET benefited the students.
The funds raised from that, it goes towards the UWI Development and Endowment Fund, which is set up to assist students in need, students who can't afford to complete their education, who are struggling with tuition, and that over the years it's continued. It's still something that's active, and that's really helped a lot of students to be able to get through something that they might not have otherwise been able to complete.
The former president will be laid to rest on Wednesday. Ian Wason, C News.
Meanwhile, the funeral service for former President Richards will take place tomorrow, Wednesday, at the National Academy for the Performing Arts in Port of Spain from 10 a.m. Following the service, President Richards' body will be taken to the Belgrove's funeral home at Orange Grove Road for cremation following a private service. Prior to that, the former president will be accorded a 21-gun salute. The Ministry of National Security is alerting residents and visitors to the Orange Grove area of the 21-gun salute and says they need not be alarmed as the salute is part of the ceremonial arrangements for the funeral.